Welcome to your Unit 4B Math Test Read Aloud video. On number 1, you are going to circle all of the inequalities or equations that are true. So just a quick reminder about your symbols. Okay, so the alligator eats the bigger number. So if you see it like this, that is greater than. So that means the number on this side is bigger. If you see the sign that looks like this is less than. So that means that the number on this side of the equation is bigger. And then if you see that line underneath, that tells you that it can be equal to the other number as well. So you are going to look at the equations or inequalities, and you are going to circle the ones that are true. Number 2, you are going to describe the solution in words, and then you are going to graph it. So you're going to tell me what kind of numbers can I plug in for my variable right here to make it true. That's what you're going to write on the line. And then you're going to graph it. Remember, you're going to start at the number that they gave you, and then you're going to give me either an open or a closed circle and tell me which way it's going to go on the number line. You're going to do the same thing for letters A and B for number 2. So go ahead and take a minute and pause the video so you can do number 2. Number 3 says the speed limits on a highway are a maximum of 65 miles per hour and a minimum of 45 miles per hour. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to define your variable. So what letter did you choose to be your variable? And tell me, what does that variable represent in our problem? What don't we know? The second thing you're going to do is you're going to represent this statement with inequalities. So you need 2 inequalities, one for each of the numbers that they give you in the problem. You're going to use the same variable that they use right here to make your inequalities right here. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to graph the solution set. So you should have 2 circles at 2 different numbers, the numbers that they gave you up here. You need to decide whether those circles are open or closed, and then draw your line in between them. And then for the last part of number 3, you are going to describe how your graph represents the situation. So what does your graph going between these numbers mean in terms of the highway speeds right here? Okay, so go ahead and take a minute, pause your video so you can work on number 3. For number 4, you are going to determine whether each statement is true or false. Okay, so remember, when we're talking about absolute value, we're talking about how far the number is from 0. So you're going to take the absolute value of the numbers in the lines, and you're determining, are they equal, greater than, less than? And depending on whether it's true or false, you're going to just put an X or a check mark right here under true or false. So go ahead and take a minute and solve number 4. Number 5, it says a fish is swimming 39 feet below sea level. So A wants you to write an integer or a number to represent the fish's location. So you're going to write that number right here on the line. Letter B wants you to write an integer to represent how far the fish is from the surface. So if we're talking about how far the fish is from the surface, we have to figure out its distance from the surface. So what number would you write right there? Remember what you learned about distance in that one. And then letter C, explain why you wrote different numbers for problems 5A and 5B. Yes, they should be different. And think about what is part B measuring that part A is not. Okay, when you are done, give it to your teacher so that they can look over it. You don't have to do anything with this bottom part right here. This is just for your teachers to use when they are grading your test.